Okay, so we've talked about our most two important, it's an odd way to say that, rules of thumb. Our 2 times cash, our 82% basis. But I'm going to follow that up with a third one. I want you to have a minimum cash flow requirement. Now, this is a number entirely honestly for you to decide on. Now, I have chosen a number out of the air. The number that I have chosen out of the air that is for me to say it's worth my time to mess with the deal is if I'm going to make at least $150 on that house. I want a minimum of $150 per door per property when I'm doing a subject to deal. Now, that's a pretty low number. And I should point out that when I started doing this business, I was taking down deals for $50 a month because I needed to get deals under my belt, right? And they were lower, you know, it's like a $50,000, $60,000 house. It's percentage-wise, it made a lot more sense there and stuff, but mainly it was the experience that I needed to get. Those things worked out well for me. Those properties were all right. But as I've turned out and grown in my career, I've just discovered that, you know, a certain amount of money is just not worth it, right? There's a lot of work that goes into these things. For me, that number is 150. Your number may be completely different. Your number may be 500. You may be a business 9-to-5er, don't have time to mess with anything, that you're only going to take down a deal if it's a real deal. 500 may be it. But for me, it's 150. And if you want to adopt that, cool. That's why I'm bringing up the actual number that it is. But I want you to have a minimum cash flow in mind because there's going to be times that you have to look at these deals and decide, is this a deal that I want to do? And if you can check off your rules of thumb, then it helps you to kind of cross over that threshold and to finish the deal out, right? So just decide on what you want that to be. Mine's 150. See what your portfolio looks like, what it would require for you. If you're brand new, you've never done a deal before, maybe you don't really have a minimum cash flow right now. Maybe it is $50. Matter of fact, I'm going to say don't go below 50. 50's about bare minimum. If it's less than 50, I mean, okay. But again, it's a rule of thumb. What if you're making $12 a month in cash flow, but you've got $90,000 in equity on the deal? Okay, maybe it makes sense. Maybe that means you hit your 2 times cash rule, or you're in your 82%, whatever that might be. So these are rules of thumb because they're made to be broken. I just gave you one example. I don't hit my cash flow, but I've got equity, right? Maybe I've got a ton of cash flow, but no equity. Maybe that's the deal, right? We don't have the 82% rule. We don't have our 2 times cash. But we're cash flowing $900 a month on this guy. Okay, I'm all right with doing that, right? So these are rules of thumb to give you a guideline, but just make educated decisions that make sense for your portfolio to build out with your goals of where you want to go. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has helped expand your ability to analyze your deals in a quicker, more accurate fashion. That's the whole goal of doing something like this, because we are in a different world than the cash buying world. Cash buying is way easier, way fewer turning gears. The rules of thumb rule our, I wish I had a rhyme for thumb. I really don't. Rule our land. They rule our world. All right, guys. So I'm going to drop off. Thanks for watching this mini series on the rules of thumb, and I will talk to you at our live Q&A every Monday night at 7. See you there.